You know, screw it. I was gonna wait until I got through all the socials, but my computer's like 5 minutes fast, so it's hard to tell when it's exactly 7:30. So might as well start up early. And by the time I finish going through all the socials I have and saying, "Hey, I'm live," it'll probably be about 7:30 anyways. Disclaimer in the right away. I'm feeling pretty. I was on the defensive if I was gonna stream tonight, even though I didn't stream last week. I'll get into why after I finish doing all my talks, but essentially, if the stream is shorter than usual, just don't be surprised. I feel like I say that more streams than not, but I'd rather keep people's expectations low than to try to hype people up and not do anything with it later. I still have the freaking lizard button on my browser. Maybe like 2 taps.
Lizard.
Actually, you get. I can't hear. Shoot, that wasn't worth it because I can't hear it because I'm using a different set of headphones to actually hear the game audio. And I don't think. Oh, I guess I do have desktop audio going, so you all probably did hear that. Well, yeah, of course, everyone's coming home right when I'm about to go live. Also, am I actually not... Okay, for a moment there I thought I wasn't live on Twitch, even though I hit the go live on Twitch button. It's all good. I think at least this time is more of a... It's been so long since I last streamed that I'm hesitant to stream by default, rather than actually not feeling up to streaming sort of ordeal. Because, I mean, I'm chatting pretty well now that we're actually up and going, so that's a good sign. It's good. It's a bit of a shame. I would have streamed last week. I actually scheduled it in advance for once, but I completely forgot about the fact that one of the YouTube streams I watched was doing a subathon that weekend. And I was thinking... And sure, I was thinking of taking a break from it and doing my own stream, and then we could, like, raid them. But there was other factors that came up. Past couple weeks have been kind of rough with my work outside the web. I'm sure that didn't help matters. I'm gonna mute real quick so you don't have to hear my giant fizz. I could have phrased that better. Oops. I was opening up a can of pop right next to the mic, so I figured the least I could do was save your ears from that sudden pop of it all. Speaking of pop, in hindsight, opening up another can right before the stream started probably wasn't the most brilliant idea I had. Thinking more about it because the lids that I use to like keep it fresh, they only sort of work if the can is mostly full, because they're like plastic that hold the... I'm saying they're plastic that hold the lids together, or they like fit around the lid to keep the air in. But the thing about carbonation and compressed air, that air has to go out somewhere. So unfortunately you'll notice it in at least one of the Pokemon XG videos coming out next week. But there's times when I have a can of pop, I have a temporary lid on it, but because it's not like glued onto the can, compressed air can build up in it to the point where the lid comes off and it makes a loud pop sound and flings the lid up into the air, sometimes into monitor screens. Luckily, I haven't had any situations where I've had damage from it quite yet, but I do fear for it happening someday. And it's not going to be a fun day when it does. For now, I'm going to try to reduce damage by putting the can behind me instead of like right in front of me next to the screens. We'll see if I come to regret that later. But what are the odds of it like shooting off and like blasting me in the head or something? That's like the only way I can think of it being an issue. And the odds of that happening are so slim. Ugh. It might be worth it just for the bit. Alright, all that rambling just to make a promo post on Tumblr, of all places. I guess Blue Sky's the next logical place to go. That takes care of Blue Sky. And should I bother with X even though my account's private is, so only followers could see the post anyways? Yeah, sure. Like, it's not really that much, considering like the way the algorithm works these days. People probably aren't finding the posts unless they're already following me, even if it's public. And even then, they might not be able to find it even if they are following me. Well, like, usually I'm like, I don't use X anymore, but usually I check on art on it once a week. But it doesn't even feel like, I can't even remember the last time I've been on that site. Probably for the best. Like, I salute anyone who still gets enjoyment out of using that site. Like, surely, if you still enjoy it, or if you're still using it, and you're actually using it out of enjoyment, all the more power to you, I suppose. No, you know, slash the I suppose. That was just set out of force of habit. Life's too short to really stress out about the little things. I'm curious. It has a heart, but I don't see a notification. Maybe it was a bot that I blocked somewhere down the line or something. Anyways, I think that's enough setting up time. Way more rambling than I was thinking of doing in setup time. So, I guess I should pull up the shiny app to see which of the two Hisui shinies I don't have in this game yet. This feels like it's been too long. I guess it kind of was, because last time I streamed, it was of a Lost Age randomizer. And even then, that was at least a couple weeks ago, if not longer. Cypher and Lilligant. Right, I'm only down to 2 of the Pokemon, so it's... yeah, I'm kind of missing... I almost want to throw a third option in there, just to keep things from becoming too tedious and nothing but soft resetting. What was I doing here? Was I just really grabbing Satchel before heading out? It does seem like it. I don't know. I should probably say this sometime during the stream, but I'm not sure if I want to wait until before or after people start showing up. You know, I can't just tease something like that and not bring it up. The fan game that I've been working on that you've seen shorts on the channel from time to time, I finally made the most recent build of that public. I'll admit I took down the site, renamed it for a little bit because I wanted to do a lot of tests with the browser and even a mobile version of it. And I didn't want people seeing that stuff before they were ready, so it was just easier for me to take the whole site down. Like, I did not, like, put any sort of prep, professionalism, or fanfare behind it. I just did it earlier today with literally no fanfare and other words that I'm looking for. But I think I was just at the point where I was like, I upload the build, play test it, find bugs, rinse and repeat. It was getting to the point where like I feel like I was never gonna make the pages public again unless I just did it. So yeah, if you're following me on Itch, you can go check that out right now. I'll probably make videos about it down the line, but right now I kind of have other priorities with videos. Like finishing up editing for Pokemon XG. And maybe some other things that I'm gonna end up missing. Wow, am I really already out of apricots? Apricorns. I don't know. Like, with Legends EA coming out, I'm gonna miss this being the most recent Legends game. I'm gonna miss this being like what people infer when you say Pokemon Legends. You might include from the title, I never learned how to spell Arceus, so it's gonna... I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna be able to refer to this game as Legends Arceus, especially in writing. I might just call it Legends 1 just to save my own spelling sanity. Man, it would have been a good day to... Maybe I should have taken out the AC and so I can at least get the window closed while I'm recording. Hindsight's 2020. But yeah, unfortunately there's a lot and not a lot at the same time, depending on your perspective. Like, I barely put it... The campaign for the fan game is still real short and incomplete, but that's because all that development time the past few months have been gone into polish and adding features into it. Like, I don't know if I ever got around to talking about in the shorts, but it has like multiple difficulties now. Technically 2 different game modes. I guess this is why I gotta make a video about it somewhere down the line. And I guess if I was really trying to market the game, I would wait until I made those videos to release it. But it's a work in progress fan game that I only really started as a joke in the first place. It's not the end of the world if I don't get numbers. Like, I don't even see how numbers would help me in that situation. If anything, they would hurt. This is mostly for the fun of it and to get myself more comfortable with God. I'm already thinking of ideas of how I could implement all the stuff I've built for this fan game into its own original game. The only thing that's stopping me from just shifting gears right now is this promise I made to myself of finishing a campaign for each of the 5 Kongs that I created for it. Why am I talking to literally everyone besides Mai at this point? If my sense of direction has gone this shoddy? Oh. Yeah, I was taking a bit of a gamble saving right away, but I mean, we do have Spiritomb. That's always good to go for. And wait, I don't think this was on... I don't remember if this was on stream or if I did this on my own time, but I do got something really cool to show off to you all. Oh, that's right. I made a separate video about it to, like, kill the time before XG came out. I finally got a shiny unknown. It's no alpha, but I think the fact that it's a question mark is pretty neat. And the crazy part is that, like, this is on the same day I got that unknown. I got a Piloswine from the same mass outbreak, and this random Badoo right before I was about to leave the area. Again, there is a video about it. I might even have used that as the video trailer. I forget. Let's see though. Got that here. Then can fly here. I guess let's check. Yeah, let's just go for Spiritomb first, and then figure out what direction I want to go from there. Here we go. Like, if we can't get any Hisui shinies today, then maybe we can at least get that off the bucket list. Because I think that's like one of the... Well, there's a decent handful of things that I would love to get that aren't necessarily part of the goal of getting every Hisui shiny. Let's see if this is one of them before I speak too much on that. Like, it'd probably be... I guess they were gonna see me eventually. Who do I send out? We'll go with you and see how I feel from there. I don't know, I feel like I've done enough Leaf Blaze with Leafeon as is, but I don't want to take my chances with fast style moves. Like, I'd rather get these things off the field sooner rather than later. Well, that felt unnecessary. Yeah, screw research, let's just go. Have you ever thought of how wild it is that we've pretty much went like pardon me. Ever thought of how wild it is that we've gone... I was just trying to do the mental math of exactly how many generations it was. At least 3. Because Gen 3 was when Sableye was introduced, and that's the first Dark Ghost type. Then Gen 4, then Gen 5, and Gen 6 was when they introduced the Fairy type. So yeah, that was like 3 whole generations where we actually had a type combination that had 0 weakness. Kind of wild, and I guess it could be argued that's is for the best and balancing wise. But I am kind of curious about how it would be if we just had one type that was like maybe not the strongest Pokemon in the world, but had 0 weakness as a result. Yeah, because, like, it does feel like at times that there was a lot of Pokemon that were just built around... If it was a Pokemon that had... there was a lot of Pokemon that were built around Fairy types not existing before Fairy types did exist. So when they did introduce the Fairy type, that completely decimated them. Like, Pokemon like Spiritomb and Sableye probably weren't made to be as strong as they could be because the developers had in mind the fact that they had no weakness, so they had to balance around that. That's just a speculation going on in my head, at least. And then you got things like, I think Garchomp is probably another infamous example. Like, so many people dread the Garchomp from their childhood days. And, like, technically it did have a weakness back then, but it feels like that fight would have been, yeah. I was gonna say that fight's been easier ever since they introduced the fairy type. But I almost forgot about the fact that they, like, from what I hear at least, really, like, buffed the Elite Four to a stupid degree. Specifically, when they remade the games. Can't really say if that was coincidence or not, but it's kind of funny, like, if they didn't, like, try to overcompensate for the fact of trying to keep Cynthia hard, or at least live up to our memories and the hype the character has gotten over the years, to the point where a lot of people have argued as unfair. I'm trying to be careful not to, like, use personal tense, because again, that's like the one Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl is like the one set of Pokemon games. Oh. Ooh, I was not ready for the alpha set. Yeah, like I was saying, that's like the one set of Pokemon games I haven't actually, they never actually bought. We'll see if ZA lives up to that, because it seems like it's going to be the case. Because at first it was just like nothing about the game was really standing out to me. Shoot, don't. I was really hoping that no one saw me. Remind me after I assured my life continues to exist. Pardon me, I just saw that Sableye literally climb up the tree out of the corner of my eye, and I just couldn't help but react to it accordingly. Yeah. So, as much as I would only really want to fight Pokemon if I could do research with them, Sableye's no joke. Sableye outbreaks are no joke. I always have to keep my guard up with the normal ones, so yeah, I'll confess I'm a little concerned about how this alpha set is gonna go. Because I don't always bring my strongest Pokemon to these outbreaks, because my whole gameplay sessions have devolved into shiny hunting and slowly but surely filling out Pokedex entries to master as many Pokemon as possible. Still feels unrealistic to say that I'll master all of them, but as long as I keep playing the game, I'm gonna try to slowly work towards it, and I have been playing this game for a long time. I think this might actually be potion worthy. Who would have thunk? Did I really just max potion just to get knocked out anyways? Nope. And that's like my best option. I guess Ugly technically has Play Rough, so that would work too. I just don't remember what I gotta actually do with the Pokemon. I think it's strong style moves. Also, they've definitely had more than one turn each. Yeah, this is exactly what I was dreading. Oh, okay, sorry. I freaked out because I just only now thought... Wait, did I have the mic going? I was gonna say, wait, is the audio... Elgato too... Is the audio too loud? No, like, everything should still be good. I do have my desktop audio maxed out, but thankfully the capture card has its own track. Right. These are alphas, I can't just one-shot them. Oh, I mean... Technically, Leafeon made more progress than... Well, not quite a third of my team, but... Probably will be the second biggest contributor to damage out of everyone here. Because I don't see the likes of, like, Pachirisu and Machamp doing much. Case in point. Oh, cool. So, like, I'm actually down to less than half of the team left. And it's gonna just be Machamp, and I'm gonna have no attacks that can actually hurt them. You know, this might be time to start considering a tactical retreat. If I can at least catch one of these... If I can at least catch the weakened Spiritomb before getting completely wiped out, that'd be nice. Nope. Wow, I think it's been a long time since I've had a party wipe. Luckily, it's pretty inconsequential in the grand scheme of things, but still. If I didn't have like 80 max revives, I might actually be a little scared right now. 80 max revives and the GTF Mauve Bird. Right. Sorry, I need a little concentration right about now. Oh, I'm kind of pushing it. Let's go heal off. Oh, shoot. I almost got screwed over by the tree. Of course. Come on, I don't even want to fight you or catch you. I just want to heal in peace. This is going to be the only thing I do out of this outbreak at this rate, isn't it? Alright. Oh wow, I don't think I've had an outbreak of alphas, or outbreak of anything, really get to me like this in a while. Okay, I can probably handle one. If I can catch it without fighting, well, that's even better, but still. I don't even know why I'm fighting this last one. It's the last one, so it's not like there's gonna be a shiny alpha waiting for me or anything, but dang it, I put this much time and energy into this raid as is, why not just go all the way? Did I just call an outbreak a raid? And they all just blend together after a while, don't they? That reminds me, like, part of the reason I was trying to find excuses to get out of streaming was because I feels like the day's been kind of short already. And I think a big chunk of that was because I spent my morning out driving out to an actually populated area for once to do something in Pokemon Go. And oh boy, it was worth it. Like, I went out to a campus I used to play Pokemon Go at a really long time ago. Because I do not trust trying to get enough resources or whatever I need for a Eternatus on my own. And there's like no way I'd be able to afford enough remote raid passes to just do all those battles. So, despite my better judgment and with all of the other stuff I've been working on and how stressful the weeks have been, how desperately I want to just take a take a weekend or two to just chill, I decided to go up anyways. And to be fair, I had a good time going out there. I got my Eternus. It was pretty good. Unfortunately, like, it's a huge candy juggler, so even after all the max battles I did of it, I still didn't have enough. I still need more candies to power it up all the way. I think I made a decent chunk. I mean, I go back and forth of how well I did, but I made a decent chunk in powering it up. I think it's powered up enough to be viable. It's not powered up enough to be one of the strongest things I have, like it should definitely be. But it's kind of, sort of up there. And I'd love to get like a general consensus from people who aren't hardcore Pokemon Go players of how they feel about adventure effects, because I feel like a lot of my exposure to the Pokemon Go community these days is through a podcast I listen to. So, and they love adventure effects, but they also feel like they have way too much candies. Like, they occasionally would complain about not having anything to use their rare candies on, and that just is wild to me with how many Pokemon, how many legendaries I still have yet to power up all the way. And then they had to go the gold to add adventure effects, where the gimmick is that you use even more of your precious limited resource in candy to get particular field effects. I don't think I've ever done an adventure effect outside of research that flat out requires me to do so, because that candy is already such a limited resource that I just can never find a justification to actually waste the candy. Because of course these adventure effects would be on legendary Pokemon and stuff that you can only really get candies for by raiding. Ah, I got spotted. Well, to be fair, I kind of cleared that outbreak quite a bit faster than I was expecting. Do I have to do double edge or anything, or is it just agile moves in general now? I mean, it does say plus one other, so I assume I still gotta use double edge a couple more times. Where did the other Cyndaquil go? I was already just hopping to battle. It was right there with the Kulava before I started. Whatever. I already got the shiny Rhyperior, but now I'm just curious. Right, I probably should bury up sooner rather than later, especially if I'm going against all these ground types. I gotta level with y'all. I'm only getting into this battle because I really need to just buy some time to pour this pop into my cup so I can put that lid back on and keep the fizz from just all going away as soon as possible. Hopefully once like the dust has settled with the Pokemon XG playthrough, I can actually start streaming, actually play for other games and not like be so fixated on one-off streams and the like. But then again, it already feels like a lot to juggle game design with video creation, not to mention the art that I want to do. Oh yeah, that completely reminds me, like, August is almost over, which means we're in September. We're in September range, which means October is just about a month away. And I've been really wanting to do another Overseer October event, but I have not done any preparation yet, and because I've been so caught up with trying to polish up the games and finish up the playthrough series that I've started, I'm not sure where I'm going to get the time to actually put together videos out on top of that. It's like, really, I can think of things I want to talk about related to my OCs. Just not, just like everything else in life, I'm just not sure where I'm gonna find that time. At least not yet. Okay, you actually see me, or are you just freaking out? It seems like the latter. This is a lot better than the previous outbreaks we've had. Of course there's a second wave. This is a guaranteed one. Rhyperior's already done. Am I crazy? Oh shoot, that was the wrong button. I could have sworn I got a shiny. Yeah, I think I like was roaming around. I could have sworn the alpha was shiny though. Yeah, I think the one times I was flying around the area, the static alpha encounter for Rhyperior just turned yellow. And I won't complain because that's a sweet shiny. Cool, I actually got one from the back for once. I was gonna say, if only they would have their backs turned, but if only I had a tool specifically made to divert a Pokemon's attention away. Well, it looks like the jig is up. It's gonna happen eventually. I wasn't exactly planning on fighting all four at once, but like, it's a Rhyperior, and I am using a grass type. I'm not really afraid of you. Yeah, that was an agile move. Granted, I critted, but I'm not sure if the crit really mattered. And they're chipping away at him pretty quickly. Can't get my guard 2 down, and like as much as I want to just keep spamming the agile moves, seems like I'm gonna actually run out of power points if I keep doing that. Oops. Let's see, while I still have a Leafeon, let's just go for a normal Leaf Blade, because I must have... Oh, I guess these Rhyperiors are just bulkier than the first Rhyperior in general. Welp. It's fine. You know, I guess if worst case scenario, the champ would be getting this matchup. Might as well catch this other Rhyperior just because it'll give me more. It'll give me more money. Not that I need it, but the reason I got to the point where I stopped caring about money was because I went on my way to do stuff like that in the first place. So I need strong style or agile style moves. As a Machamp, so I assume that it would have a strong style preference. And it's like, two, like, can I simultaneously say thank goodness, and it's a shame that it seems like the Pokedex, I guess we don't know for sure, because we haven't seen the Pokedex at all, but I'm kind of getting the vibes that Legends of the A is not real. Just from the fact that it seems more of a battle-focused game than a adventure catching sort of game. I kind of get, everything I've seen about ZAs left me with this gut feeling that there's not really gonna be any research task in Legends of the A. Which is a shame because that's my favorite part. Like, I don't know if I'd be able to like keep playing this game to this day if I wasn't getting some account, if it wasn't for the research. Because sure, I say these streams are shiny hunts, but I don't know if I'd be able to just keep roaming around and keep checking for Pokemon if I wasn't getting something out of my time. And apparently, like, a check mark off my research tasks every now and then is enough of a something. Sure, let's just go all in on all the Murkrows. What could possibly go wrong? They're a little tougher, but somehow I only aggro 3 of them into a fight when there's like 4 or 5 there, so don't really got that much room to complain. Let's give it a try. Like, what else am I gonna... I have Pachirisu out here specifically to get some research done. What else is it gonna fight? Well, not sure if today is a good time. You got the advantage, but you're almost already knocked out before I could get a single hit off. Well, hopefully that spark at least was for something. I find myself leaning back towards the OC talk stuff. It'd be a bit of a shame if I don't do Overseer October this year, because I even got a theme in mind. Because, like, first year I was more so focused on the mechanics. Last year I was focused on the main character, or like talking about the main cast, when I wasn't just reiterating, when I wasn't just repurposing social media posts I made into their own videos. So I think this year would be a good year to actually go into the villains, because like the OCs technically made to be a video game in mind, so it does have antagonists that you fight against as well as protagonists. I guess I've never, like, I'm always, like, on social and in my art willing to, like, talk about and share stuff about the main characters and the main cast, and even some side characters, but I never really do much about the villains. I think part of the reason is spoilers, but there's so much I could talk about related to them that it should be plenty to make a video without even diving too deep into their lore. So, like, if it does become a game someday, there'll still be plenty of surprises and stuff to find out. And you know, now that I actually can technically know my way around Game Engine, it'd be kind of cool if I actually made something, like, not an actual game, obviously. If it was that easy, I would have done it a long time ago, but I wonder if I'd be able to code enough to, like, make props and, like, little mini cuts, like, make effects and what I'm trying to say is try to use my game design skills to make the videos more interesting, with more dynamic visual examples rather than just flat out drawings. That's probably too ambitious to do in just a single months of time, but I figure I might as well say the idea out loud, because if I say it out loud, maybe it'll stick in my head longer, so I'll actually consider it outside the stream. It won't just be a fleeting thought. That's at least my hope. And shout out to Nordis, YouTuber / streamer that I've watched is also in game design and slowly but surely working their way on their own projects. But I guess, like, the way that they've been doing some of their more recent videos is kind of what I'm getting at. Where, like, I don't actually flat out make a game, but, like, make a little engine that can simulate, or fake, I guess could be another term, fake gameplay, just for the sake of being used in a video. I don't know if fake comes out too harsh, more just like glorified cutscene. Wow, I feel like I've been getting so lucky with these second waves. Only one of them's, like, guaranteed, but it feels like every single outbreak I've actually done all the way has had a second wave, which sucks, because it means if I found that Cyndaquil, who's to say that we wouldn't have a second outbreak of that as well? Alright. I was hoping to catch at least a couple of these Murkrows before they had to deal with the consequences. Well, probably, let's see what you can do. You got 4 power points left on these play roughs. I mean, at least puts it into catching range, which is good enough for me. Wonder if I even still need to do play roughs. Well, we'll never know how far we could have pushed it. Speaking of pushing things, hey Ambrose, welcome! You're just in time for me to do some outbreaks as I'm working to try to get the last 2 shinies for my Living Hisui collection. Granted, we've been on quite a detour, because we technically haven't really done a single Hisui outbreak that I still need yet, but there was a Spiritomb outbreak. I had to at least check that out, and while I was here I might as well do a few other outbreaks along the way. In particular, I'm looking for Lilligant and Cypher. Those are the last 2 Pokemon that have Hisui exclusive forms, for either as evolutions or just regional forms that I don't already have in the Pokedex. I technically don't have every form, but I would have at least 1 per family if I pull once I get these. But if you've never been to one of these streams before, we take our shiny hunting very casually here. Like, we're more likely to make progress on our Pokedex than we are actually in actually in shiny hunting the Pokemon themselves. Especially because there's only 2 left. It'd be kind of boring for me and you if I just spent the entire day or the entire stream soft resetting for 1 or 2 particular outbreaks. Well, I forgot how much progress I made on Pasture X. I don't think I need the Ghastly. What do I want to do after that? Good question. I'm just playing it by ear. I play this game for the vibes more than anything. So I don't think I'll flat out stop playing this game once I get those shinies. Maybe I'll like check the Hisui Pokedex and see if there's anything else I like. There's also the possibility of getting a couple extras of Hisui's for the whole families. Like, Birdmaid's a good example, because technically I got it already, because I got the shiny Avalugg. But I do want to... But I keep getting the temptation to go for shiny Birdmaid. Because even though Birdmaid's not a Hisui-specific form, I still would love to have a shiny Birdmaid. Am I okay with spoilers? For this game or ZA? Because I've done basically everything there is to do in this game, so I'm not too worried about spoilers in Arceus. Outside of things that have been officially released by Nintendo, like trailers and directs, I do care about spoilers. So, like, I don't want to hear about any leaks, but I am willing to, like, talk about promo videos that have been out in the past. Maybe I got a little sidetracked there. Yeah. I know that might be weird to hear me say if you were listening earlier on the stream, but like, even though I don't plan on getting ZA at the time, I'm not sure if I will. But I am kind of just hoping that something convinces me otherwise, because I do like this game so much. Okay, Mega Victory Bell. Good question. I've seen it, but I haven't really sat down and really processed it. I'm not sure if my brain has fully processed that as real yet. I will say, I love the video they did for it. Probably not in the way that most people do, or you would expect me to. Because I found it hilarious. It's like, they tried to go for horror, but they used, like, all the traditional... They tried to go for horror, but didn't really understand that, like, some of the assets that they typically would use for Pokemon promotions don't exactly fit the vibe of horror, and that made it funny. Yeah. Okay, horror funny, I'm glad I'm not the only one in agreement. I would argue I barely even found any horror in general. I just found it funny. And I would get the horror... Like, it had the horror theme, but it didn't really have the horror vibe with me. To be fair, though, I would probably complain... I'm cool with that, because I'm not really a horror fan. I just bring it up because if they were trying to go for horror, I don't know if they succeeded. But if they were intentionally trying to make it funny in an ironic way, then they definitely hit the ballpark there. Should I only remember if I saved? Oh well. You a shiny hunt for Victory Bell. You a shiny hunt Victory Bell for Mega. That's cool. Victory Bell is an interesting Pokemon because it's definitely not one of my favorites as a kid, but I definitely have warmed up to the Pokemon over time. But again, I'm still kind of processing how I feel about Mega Victory Bell itself. Like, I'm not sure if I like it or dislike it. I go back and forth depending on how deeply I think about it. Okay, cool. We got a Cypher outbreak. That happened relatively quickly. And that's great. That's great that you love them. You got me thinking about Mega Dragonair though, because like... Shoot, I think the fact that I called it Mega Dragonair instead of Mega Dragonite kind of gave away some of my feelings. But like... I don't think it's a bad design, but I do feel like it's a little too simple. Like, it feels like it's missing something. But again, I wouldn't go out of my way to say that I hate it either. I've warmed up to it a lot already. But it's just... It feels... I guess that's kind of the reason why I've been a little iffy on the new Megas in general. This feels weird to say, but they feel a little too simplistic. I keep finding myself wondering if they've gone far enough with a lot of them. But then again, that just makes me think if they were to go too overboard with the designs, I would kind of feel like I would feel that they were over-designed, so I'm not sure if they hit the happy medium between too simplistic and too complex, or if they could get away with being a little bit more complex. Alright, that was a fast outbreak. You didn't like it until they said that it was supposed to look like its pre-evolutions. Oh, Dragonite, you mean. Okay. I might go on a break, but I do plan on playing for at least half an hour more. So I'll see you in a bit. On the off chance you're still listening. If you do see a BRB when you get back, don't fret. I'm just on a bathroom break or something. And I really don't need Tiny Ponia. But the outbreak is right next to the satchel that I'm going after already. So why not? I'm kind of like stretching for things to really hunt in here anyways. I think I've actually gotten the shiny of every Pokemon that has an outbreak here. We'll check out the Cricketop before giving in anything. Maybe the Shinx if I'm feeling really ambitious. Well, now it's gonna be gone. Don't go in the water, Ponia. That's super effective against you. That is a fast outbreak. Hey, welcome back. Didn't miss much, I just cleared out Mireland Outbreak. Nothing too remarkable in it. There's nothing remarkable in that Cypher Outbreak, so I figured before resetting or moving on to the next one, this outbreak has like a sparkle, so it's a guaranteed second wave. So I might as well see what's up with it before, just in case there's something cool or zany hiding. You know, I really should ask people this more often while I'm streaming. Like, whenever there's people in the YouTube chats, but, like, do you all notice ads on live streams? I know YouTube does ads on videos, but because I don't get ads, we'll just say, I haven't been able to see for myself if you would get an ad on a YouTube stream. Oh, wait, what am I talking about? I don't have monetization on my videos because I don't qualify for that yet. You guys wouldn't see ads anyways. I don't think. Like, I'm not... Considering that I think Twitch might do it, I guess I just subconsciously assumed that everyone did it. So yeah. Forget I said anything, like, my inquiry is kinda pointless. That does remind me, it feels way too little too late. Cause, like, the person that asked about this, asked about it on a stream, like, several months back. But they did ask if I qualified for, like, memberships. Because apparently that's different from qualifying for monetization. I've had the subscriber count for a while, so I did look into that a few weeks back, and no, I don't qualify for memberships yet. I got everything except channel views, but that's fair with how inconsistent I am between the streaming and the videos, especially lately. So we'll see how it rolls out. We'll see how we are we'll see how things go, and if I do get to that point, and we do get the ability for emotes, I'll play around with it then. Oh. Sorry for, like, I felt like went on way too long about that. Let's get back into Pokemon. Would I shiny hunt dragon? I don't know if I go out of my way for it, but, like, if things lined up in a way that it would be a fun event to do so, maybe? I'm not really taking any particular requests for shiny hunts at the moment. Especially since, like, so far, I've been fixating on this game, and there is no dragon. There's no Dratini line in Legends Arceus, so it feels way too far in the future to say if I will not stream Dragonite, especially because I'm not sure if I'm going to be picking up the game right away. I don't have a Switch 2 yet, so I don't know if it'd be worth it. Because I was already on the fence about it before I started considering getting a Switch 2. Sorry, I'm just used to going after these satchels out of habit. Oh, didn't mean to dump my lump of berries. Let's see how long it takes me to find another outbreak that I'm looking for. We are I was gonna say we're about at the hour mark, but no, we're past the hour mark. Oh shoot! I forgot to save first. I'm I'm going back and forth of if I wanna like look. Well, we got another outbreak in the outbreaks. That worked out in my favor. What I'm trying to say is next time we get an outbreak going, I might take a little break to like fill up my water and do stuff related to that. Cause like hot day, you gotta stay hydrated and all that. Got a little water left, but probably gonna run out of it sooner rather than later. Yeah. Well, since I didn't save, I might as well see if I can get. I might as well check for the alphas, because the berries would just been wasted otherwise. So let's do some chat out checks. And I'll probably take my break after we clear out this outbreak. That should not have worked. And yet here we are. You know, if you would have just run instead of take the time to like do your battle cry and then run. Oh, great. I was saying, if you did that, then you wouldn't keep getting caught in the Pokeballs in the first place. It's like almost more efficient to just run into a batch of them and just cause pure mass hysteria than to try to like catch them the quote-unquote legit way. Let's see. Oh, that was fast. Okay. Glad you could stop by. Hope you take care. That actually works out for me because I'm gonna take a little break. As soon as I can hit the button. Of course, this is like... Oh, never mind. There's always a place to put the BRB. Even if it's in white text. Alright, BRB. Alright, I'm back. Before I get too invested in anything, I completely forgot that I haven't counted up my ciphers to add to the how how over odds is Jackie K on with this shiny high cipher hunt. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, I'm starting to wonder if it's always 10. Like, I swear there's a range. But it feels like every time I've counted the past few months, it's always been 10. Okay, I guess I'm not at full odds yet. I have 202 checks recorded, so that puts me on 93% odds. But we're close to getting over odds, and we went over odds with Decidueye. Not by much, thankfully, but ideally, with how many different types of Pokemon I'm going for, and ideally with how many soft resets it takes just to find an Outbreak, I'd like to be closer to under odds than over odds. But that's just a luck of the draw. Well, speaking of which, that reminds me of Dicey Dungeons. I haven't played that game in a while. I did beat it a while back, but I still have come back. There was a couple times after that I've come back to it, just to try to get a couple more achievements out of it. Like, I need to find more roguelikes that kind of fit that vibe of turn-based, not kind of lighthearted, cartoony. Because Dicey Dungeons just kind of hits everything I want out of a roguelike, and I haven't really found too many opportunities similar to it since. It's like, ever since I played some roguelikes in the more fanfare or fan game oriented areas, mono/ROM hacks of things like Infinite Pit and Emerald Rogue, I know I would like a good roguelike if I could find one with a gameplay loop that kind of like clicked with me. Because you take it seems like you take any RPG I like and turn it into a roguelike. That's just a recipe for, yes, I'll play that. Like, I should be getting a little more serious, and not with us being over an hour in, and only 2 outbreaks. But this is an outbreak that I can't reset, so I might as well try to get anything I can out of it. Worst case scenario, we find another Stantler shiny, and I can get the shiny Waydeer and shiny Stantler. Oh, I totally forgot that Gyarados can fly in this game, and that caught me. Seeing it just out in the distance like that kind of caught me off guard. And as much as I think people worry too much about graphics at times, I will admit that I would love it if I could play if every Pokemon game going forward, we never had to worry about PowerPoint presentations in the background ever again. I think that's like the idea they're going for with Switch 2. But that kind of just brings me to another concern I have about picking up Legends EA. I'm kind of worried that, like, if I don't have a Switch 2, then there's no point to picking it up, because it's clear. But also, I find myself going back and forth of if video games are worth $70. Like, I get buyer remorse way too often when video games were $60 a game. And now, just like, it seems like, and now 70 is the norm, and I don't know how I feel about that. I have yet to buy a $70 video game, and I'm not sure what it would take to get me to feel okay with doing so. Which is a problem, because, like, it seems like every game on the Switch 2 that's a major AAA Nintendo release, it's going to be at least $70. And that makes me sad to think about. And just more fuel for the fire of, will I ever even bother picking up Legends ZA? Alright, this time we save before we go anywhere. And now we get into the hardcore soft resets. Absolutely nothing. I couldn't pick a better time to start worrying about just resetting away. Oh, I hit B instead of A. Let's see. Mobile Stream Manager. Not sure that does me much good. Man, I have my phone out while I'm waiting for the game to load, so why not? Did I say game? I meant phone. Getting my sleep garb or the proc one more time would be nice. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Do I dare to, like, cook dinner while I'm trying to get the Pokemon I want? Let's see. I'll check this. I'll check for Burmite. Like, it'd be boring if I just do if I just offer stuff for 2 Pokemon. I can imagine once we get down to 1 Pokemon, I'm kind of worried we're gonna have entire streams where we either don't find anything, let alone the shiny variant of it, or spend the entire stream just soft resetting without actually playing the game. It is tempting to, like, put a couple other Pokemon. I'm going for it, but I'm just worried that, like, that second wave would just be Avalugs, and I could be just setting myself up for a second shiny Avalug. But we're here. I might as well bother to see if it's anything worthwhile. Would be cool to get a shiny this stream, and we're already, like, we're closing into like half an hour before I hit my usual 2 hours of streaming mark. You know, it'd be cool if I could, like, drop. It's a shame of the direction that ZA is going in, because, like, I would love to, like, fly around the world like I'm doing a Braviary here and just drop Pokeballs off from the sky to catch some of these flying Pokemon. That'd be such a cool feature, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be a possibility with the way Legends ZA is shaping up. I kind of wish I would have thought of this back when people were asking about it. But that's like kind of just one many layers of my hesitation towards ZA. It's like, I love this game way too much, and I'm not really a huge fan of Kalos, let alone Lumio City. Like, I'm all for doing different things, but I'm also for playing video games that I like, and not wasting $70 to $60 to $70 on games I don't want to actually play, because they have gameplay loops I don't actually want to play, just because there's Pokemon in them. Like, I can't justify putting $70, $80 into a video game just to get shiny Pokemon. Heck, I've been, like, holding myself, especially, like, I really want a shiny Mindfu, and sure, it'd be easy to get if I just fork over, like, how much is the DLC? Like $20 or $30, and just do the beginning DLC and just sandwich hunt my foods that way. And I can't do it. Like, I have zero interest in actually playing the DLC. I can't justify buying the DLC. Only reason I got the DLC in Sword and heck, the only reason I got Sword and Shield in general was because of Dynamax Adventure, and I think like it was during the time frame where everyone was like doing live rooms. Everyone was actually playing that game mode with each other online, and like for me, the multiplayer experience was worth picking up an entire Pokemon game over. I never even bothered to really do much of the Count Tundra DLC outside of Dynamax Adventure. Like, I still have never caught my Galarian birds. I never caught any of the Reggies. Yeah, there's just a lot of wasted potential on that save file. I never even bothered to beat the Elite Four on that game. I'm trying to think of if I did anything that's worth saying. Well, now I definitely did. And it's not like I don't have plenty of berries to go around. Well, I might still pick up the satchel while it's over there. I don't exactly want to get into a mass outbreak with Curlias. But I'm inevitably gonna see it on the way of getting this satchel. There it is. I was just about to ask where it went. Do I bother catching any of these? Nah, it feels like we've made a lot of detours as is. Let's go back to resetting and trying to get one of the two Pokemon, another set of one of the two Pokemon we're looking for before the end of the night. Let's see, if I get another long set, then I think I might actually just go ahead and do some cooking and sleep now. Ask. I gotta leave. It's been a while since I at least checked the Apom trees. And I've been desperately trying to get that done and over with. So, I think we'll just go up to my save. See if she's got anything good, or the Outbreak's got anything good. Not really. But at least we can check the 8 palm trees. I guess I could talk more about my max rate adventure days. Like, of course, the big highlight was actually getting Eternatus. But because I was actually in an area with enough people to actually do massive mass outbreaks, also got my hands on a few other neat things. Like, there's a couple Gigantamax Pokemon that I missed out on because I'm pretty sure they didn't have remote rating at the time. Like, I got myself a G-Max Toxicity, and I got myself a G-Max Articuno. And there's a third one that I got the G-Max of, but I'm just kind of blanking out at the moment. Not sure if it was even anything too crazy or noticeable. Well, that was a complete bust. And I guess I could pull it up. Since we're going to be sitting through a few loading screens anyways, I guess I could pull up Pokemon Go real quick and just check all that. Let's check the Gigantamax first. Then check the Dynamax. Oh, it was just a Wailmer. I don't even recall why I did it. I got a Wailmer already. But at least it wasn't... At least it was worth it. Because this Wailmer is way better than the previous one I got. Granted, I'm not sure when I'll actually use a Wailmer in raids. Like, this Dynamax Wailmer is almost perfect. It's like 1 HP IV off from having a perfect appraisal. So, at least that was worth it. But, got Articuno. And they got the G-Max Toxicity. And, of course, Eternatus. Technically, that event's going on tomorrow, too. But I'm not sure what I would actually do with it. Because I've already maxed out the research. See this thing at 123. And I'm not going out to that campus tomorrow because it's like a 30 to 40 minute drive. So if I'm going out tomorrow, I'm gonna go walk somewhere a lot more closer. So I'm not even sure if I'd be able to do any... I wouldn't be able to do more Eternatus because, like, I wouldn't mind doing more Eternatus because, God, it's such a candy gobbler. Even after all the candy they've gave me between the max battles and, like, let's just say I am still sitting on 505 Eternatus Candy XL. And I still haven't maxed out my Eternatus. Oh, shoot. Shoot. Well, I really don't want a soft reset, so... Since I'll probably soft reset anyway, so we can get the Laventon. There. Yeah. I guess I could do more Zacumenta Shield Dog raids. Because I didn't get enough Crown Shield energy the last time it was around. Of course, this thing's gonna have... Of course, when I waste the 5 berries, it's gonna have an outbreak that I actually want. Before I save, let me just see if Logan is actually here. No, but there is Unknown and Spiritomb. Screw it. I should at least see. I should at least do a flyby to see if they're shiny before I reset. But I would really like to get more than one outbreak over the course of the 2-hour stream. So we're gonna just speedrun this. No trying to fight anything if I can help it, because we're probably just gonna reset anyways. You gotta keep my ears open, because if I hear the shiny sparkle, I gotta hit the save button immediately. But besides that, I don't see any reason to save quite yet. What was I gonna talk about? Yeah, I didn't get enough of Shield Dog energy during the raid. During the first time Sword and Shield Dog were around. Now I'm tempted to check out the Outlands Outbreak too, but the more I do, the more I'm gonna have to actually save to justify my time, and that just means wasted berries. Don't want to waste time doing research for anything. Just get hit and get in the ball, please. Get you guys. Brace myself for attacks. Get you. See if we can get you. Ooh, that was close. I didn't even see you. Oh, shoot, I took too long. You know, I thought I could be fancy and, like, fling myself right through the Spiritomb. That didn't quite work out. So nothing there. Ah, screw it. The Onyx is right over there. Whole point of this stream is to play Legends Arceus, not stare at a loading screen. So sure. I guess I'll get some fast research in, hit the save button, even though some wasted Lumpa berries, or papaya berries, or whichever berries are for the outbreaks. Wasted berries is slightly better than wasted time. But as I say for the third time, if I see the raids and I get enough people to do the raids while I'm out, I wouldn't mind doing a couple more of the Shield Dog, just so I can have that as well as Sword Dog. I'm sorry if people get annoyed with me calling them Sword and Shield Dog instead of their actual name. It's just much easier for me to keep track of, because they both start with Z, and they have a similar pronunciation rhyme. Their names are similar enough that I can never keep them straight. And I'm old for in the standards of Pokemon fans. Like, my first Pokemon game was the original Red and Blue. So I've gone through all 1,000 of the Pokemon. So eventually, I was gonna not be able to keep up with the Pokemon. So I think my personal cutoff was, shoot, talking about the inevitability of age is like taking me on my prime Pokemon dodging. Yeah, I forget. I got the first 5 generations of Pokemon down pretty well. And I'm not sure if it's at Gen 6 or Gen 7, but somewhere along that line, the memory gets fuzzy and there's not really too much I can do about it. Let's get Leafy on here, because at this rate I'm definitely going to have to save. Might as well get some fast style attacks in to justify the time spent. Help justify the berry spent too, I suppose. Unfortunately that means like I have no Leaf Blades left. I think like Onyx is already maxed out in research too, so it's not like wasting the time with the berries is really worth it. I don't want. I hope when I talk about not getting Legend CA, I hope I don't come off as hating the games, because there's a good handful of things that I've seen about the games that I like, but I don't know if it's enough for me to justify buying it yet or not. And I feel like with the Switch 2 now in the equation, getting video games, especially Nintendo games, it's gotten a lot more complicated for me. I think it basically boils down to that. It's just a matter of not having as much, always feeling like I have less and less time to actually play the video games getting more expensive. There's a lot of factors beyond just, oh, this game is terrible, therefore I will not buy it. Cool, I was hiding on the complete wrong end of the rocks. So much for hiding behind the hidey rocks. Okay, I gotta talk about this. Is it just me, or does Steelix come off ultra high res compared to practically every other Pokemon in this game? Like, definitely compared to Onix. I'm not sure if it's just because it's made out of metal and, like, they use a smoother texture, and that's what makes it feel like it's at a higher resolution than everything else in the game. But there is something about it. Like, let's give a little closer look at Leafeon compared to these guys, and maybe we'll see what I mean. Granted, Leafeon looks pretty... Leafeon kind of looks like a Steelix when I get up in close and personal at it like that, but I guess it's just the rocky, rough edges of an Onix and getting the immediate whiplash of a smooth steel Steelix immediately afterwards that's throwing me off. That's the only thing I can think of, at least. But there's gotta be someone else that gets what I mean. Like, Steelix just has a different visual vibe from so much of the rest of the game, and I can't quite put my finger on it. It kind of reminds me of the days when Super Smash Bros. 3DS was a thing, and that was specifically with how that was the first video game that I really actually understood. Where Smash Bros. 3DS was the first game where frame rate actually ended up mattering. Because I was playing games pretty contently, not even thinking about the numbers at the time. And then I played Smash 3DS. and I play as Captain Olimar because like I like the Pikmin series. So I use Olimar and his Pikmin. And I did not know it at the time because I don't think I've ever had. I think it would still be a few years later before people actually explained what frame rate was to me, or at least before I heard the terminology of a frame rate. But there was something off visually about the way Olimar moved compared to the Pikmin. It was only like years later when I realized that it was because the frame rate of Olimar is different from the frame rate of the Pikmin. Like the Pikmin like moving like half the frames, I think it is. So yeah. I think a wise philosopher once said, frame rate doesn't matter as much. A consistent frame rate is better than a high frame rate. Is what the philosopher that I'm making up on the spot right this second once said. I don't know. I feel like I'm losing. Sorry, I feel like I'm losing commentary steam, and my throat's kind of getting a little scratchy. This thing that happens when I talk for extended periods of time. But we're not even at the 2-hour mark yet, and more importantly, we have yet to actually find a Mireland Outbreak. I don't really think I can handle these Steelix anymore. Well, only 2 popped up, so I'm guessing that we've gone through, like, all of the encounters. So I'm just gonna low-key head back. Maybe do a little bit of... Maybe get back, maybe save and get back on our little soft reset grind. Once I take care of this Pokemon prep. Nothing in note this time. Maybe I'll get a chance to feed my Snorlax dinner after all. Does remind me I got a bit sidetracked. Gonna talk about Pokemon Go stuff. Oh yeah, I didn't get a single shiny of anything. To be fair, the majority of what I did were turn assist battles, which you can't catch the Pokemon of. They just give you candy. But it still would have been nice. Oh my, I think they... Oh. I was gonna say, they got rid of the back button, but no, the back button was never there that whole time. Or at least to a visible degree. Kind of crazy. I think I actually found a way to pull up the back button in the middle of Pokemon Go. Let me see if I can. It's not really. Yeah, I can like swipe up and then go back. I'm not sure if it's worth it because I always waste because it goes away. I waste more Pokeballs trying to do a fast catching that way compared to just like doing it my normal way. Also, I feel like I'm getting distracted because the whole point of pulling up my phone was to check on Pokemon Sleep, and here I am just catching random fodder Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Ninja. I guess I have everything I have to ensure it's what I have the most of. Well, it's something at least. I'll be frank, I was expecting to do a few more resets before actually finding anything. So, part of my multitasking and any notable phone noises you hear in the background. Playing on the phone, playing on the console, and commentating all at the same time seems like a recipe for disaster, but you know, there's no ciphers here. I'm not even gonna bother. I need to compensate for the berries that I already wasted earlier. And that's right. There's like a Pokemon giveaway going on. If I'm not mistaken, it's like of one of those shiny legendaries that was previously shiny locked. I'm not gonna do that on stream, but I think I should at least say it out loud to remind myself, because otherwise I won't remember to boot up the game to get it, because that feels like the only reason I boot up Scarlet and Violet ever anymore, just to get these Pokemon that they're giving away for free. It used to be for Gimme Ghoul coins in Pokemon Go, but I got my Gold Gangle. I'm not really as motivated to open up the game just to do that anymore. That was fast. Would be nice to like check for Logans rather than check for more ciphers, but I'll take either or at this point. I really want to get at least one more outbreak in before I end off the stream. But at this rate, it's not looking very likely. I gotta actually pay attention to where I boot up after the loading screen, because that said, Outbreak has looked awfully familiar. Let's see. I never got rid of the lizard button. Screw it, I'm gonna lizard. Hey, this is so dumb. Like, I picked it. There's this in-joke that I picked up from another stream, from the community of another stream I watch. They have an alert where you give them bits and say the word lizard.
Lizard.
That sound plays. Apparently it's from apparently it's from TikTok. I couldn't tell you the details because I found out about this meme secondhand. And the chat introduced me to a website where you literally have a button that has lizard. I think I might. This is a little risky, but I might be able. There we go. Like, we got nothing better going on the Switch screen. I hit the button.
Lizard.
Lizard.
Lizard. Lizard. Lizard. Lizard. Lizard. Lizard. Lizard.
I guess I'm not an old I guess I'm not an old man yet. I still have these childish things. I was gonna say impulses, but that didn't sound much better.
Lizard. 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 Lizard.
I don't know why. It just something about the voice and the tone just makes me smile whenever I hear it.
Lizard. Lizard.
I think I just got brain rot. I think I got community brain rot. I think I know what to... That's kind of cruel. Screw it, I'm gonna finish the sentence anyways. I think I know how the Delta community feels, or the Delta Room community feels. I say that like I'm not any better, just mindlessly putting Fury videos in the background to barrel away the sanity of my average workday.
Lizard.
Oh, also I should switch back to the game screen because there's an outbreak that may actually be something that we are looking for. Guess time. I haven't bothered to switch back to the gameplay audio because I still want to hear some lizards.
Lizard.
And, which means you all are going to hear some lizards too.
Lizard.
I don't know. No, I don't see any Lilligans here, but there is a good chunk of stuff that I would love to check out. Like the unknown. I'm a little worried that if I go for Turtwig, I'll end up getting another Grotile. I gotta be careful when I pronounce Grotile's name, otherwise I pronounce it as Grovile. I think that's the differentiation. I should also put gameplay audio back on so I can actually, like... I think I saw the sparkles! I would have totally missed... Oh my god, I would have totally missed that unknown. Because I'm too stubborn to actually put the headphones for the gameplay audio back on because I've been so fixated on Lizard. Okay. I don't think it saw me yet. I think I can save and have plenty of time to actually catch it. I still can't believe I'm finding a second unknown before getting any shiny Hisui Pokemon. Yeah, I think that's the first time I saw... I did not hear the spark. I saw a sparkle before I heard the sparkle. Good. It's a good thing I checked. The temptation to just skip this was so high. I can't... Is that the shiny unknown? There's no way that it ran after I saved, right? Oh, brother. It's too far away to really tell the blue apart from the black. Oh, there it is, there it is. I see it now. I did say... I shouldn't save here, but I'm super paranoid about saving. Because I know from the past unknown that it took me like several attempts just before it would break out and run so often. Not this time, apparently. I got so much to clip and not enough time to clip it. Like, there's no way. I definitely missed a window for that reaction there. Hold on, I need some lizard to celebrate. Need some celebratory lizard. Oh, that's my stream setup. That's not the lizard.
Lizard. Lizard. Lizard. Lizard.
Okay. Sorry, I had to get down my system. I will close the lizard app so I can promise you all there will be no more lizards for the rest of the stream. That feels like an empty promise because there's no way. We're definitely at 2 hours and I don't see myself streaming anymore after this outbreak. But still, it's a promise I can make, and it does not feel like I make enough promises. I always hesitant to make the promise because I'm always doubtful if I can actually keep it. But no more lizard is a promise I can keep. Great, now all the unknowns look partly blue. I did save, right? Oh man, I don't got time to deal with the bot. Let's just pull it up on the screen that's easier for me to block. Yeah. When was the last time I actually got a legitimate viewer or legitimate chatter on Twitch? It's always, as far back as I can remember, it's always been just like people posting about their click this link to get infinite views on your Twitch streams. Huzzah! This is totally not a scam. Kids, do not click shady links sent by Twitch bots. You never know where they'll send you, and even if it was legit, Twitch can ban you for buying views. So it's not worth doing even if it was legit. Which it isn't. It probably just takes you to some site that front loads your computer with viruses. At least that's what you should assume. Where is Turtwig? Also, why is my flag here and not like on the Turtwig outbreak? I think that's an equally viable question. Oh hey, it's something that Pachirisu can actually fight. Didn't even think about that until now. I was gonna say 10 apricorns for one Pokemon, but no, thinking more about it, like a lot of those apricorns were probably just from the tree itself. How did it see me already? I hope agile moves are actually something I can do with this thing, or need to do with this thing, and I'm not just wasting my time. Because I wasn't paying attention to the previous battle to see if any markers went up. Oh, but apparently, yeah, I was wasting my time with Pachirisu, but apparently I didn't. Apparently I never bothered with Growlithe. I guess if I got the shiny, because I got the shiny, it makes sense that I wouldn't bother to try to grind out the research for it. Oh, you don't even need to. It's literally just using Spark. Oh, okay, it's fine. Yeah, this is gonna be a pain because I let these little fellas just run all over the place. And then as everyone's favorite friend, the parasect, coming to take my soul. Where's the other Turtwig? Probably just went back to start. That should be all of them. Nope. There's still you. I swear, if this next outbreak is Groviles or Grovat, Turtwig brothers. If I even get that second wave. Because it sure does not seem like I'm going to at this rate. Alright, I'm gonna proc this Paris again. There you are. Where you been, little fella? I need you out of here so I can actually get the real wave. Stop aggroing all these Paris and that. Okay, they're alphas. That's a great start. Wait, is that all of them? No, it just took a minute to load more. Oh great, one of them saw me. They're only 30, level 31. How hard could it be? Oh, such an adorable little kaiju. Why I keep going for agile style? I just told myself that I don't need to do the agile, I just need to do the spark. What else can they... Pink Crow would be cool. And it's not like I got much better to do with this outbreak. Who's driving their dumbass motors? Excuse me. You get my sentiment though? Who's driving their motorcycles at 10 o'clock in the evening? I was gonna say 9 o'clock, but no, we're approaching more of the 10 end, which is a bit of a shame because, like, that clearly means that I'm not really gonna have much time between the stream and when I go to bed. And the time I do have will probably end up being spent on navigation. Or like updating the... prepping the bots and that. Oh, is this sleeping? Yeah, I don't know if Pachiriso can handle it, but... now that I know I don't have to use fast style moves, I'll give it a shot. Just one solid spark. Just need to do that a bunch of times, and I can get this rodent out of the party. I'm gonna press that count. I was gonna say, where's the Murkrow that still sees me? But no. Oh, they're making themselves abundantly clear where they are. I'd like it if you stopped. I swear you did that twice in a row. That's all of them. We got a little time, but not a lot of time left in this outbreak. But I'm definitely ending off the stream after this. So I might as well see it through. Get out Leafeon because our little rolling friend's not gonna do well against. Oh, wait. Oh. You wanna know where the shiny Rhyhorn is? That rock. That rock to the right of Rhydon? I'm mistaken for a shiny Rhyhorn. Yeah, I guess I am. I must be pretty obsessive over it. I don't think obsessive is the word I'm looking for, but it's not. The word I'm looking for isn't that much better. Tunnel-minded, I think it was. Let's see how quickly I can swap the Leafeon before I get obliterated, and looks like we're fighting the whole family here. Great. Well, nice that missed. What a smooth transition. In fact, I'm pretty sure the only reason I even caught on to it is because of how often I played the game. But that just leaves me with so much appreciation towards the way they transition from the alpha theme to the normal battle theme in the middle of the battle. That's always been really cool. And it's kind of funny, this battle's going to take precisely every single one of my Leaf Blades. Granted, it wouldn't if I wasn't doing Astrodile moves, but that's the whole reason I've got this Pokemon out. It's to use the Astrodile. It's to use those moves for Pokedex. Otherwise, I would have a different grass type out here. I forget. Okay, this was a double wave. That was the whole reason I came over here. Well, so much for getting that second wave. But I might as well finish off this battle because, like, Pokedex fodder and all that. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot, it's almost 10. And I actually want to take my time. I want to actually get some more clips from this stream before the VOD goes down. But I don't know if it's worth, like, saving it as a highlight, because that just would procrastinate it even longer. Oh, I didn't even realize I still had that the Pokemon themselves actually still have moves to use. Feels like I've been getting relatively lucky with that as of late. I guess that's what I get for getting greedy. Like, I don't got like 500 Ultra Balls just to sit on them. Alright, should be one more Rhyhorn to take down. We're getting up there with Leafeon and the quick move stuff though. That's nice. Really? Only 3 more? Screw it. Let's find some Pokemon to throw Leafeon at. I'm procrastinating the end of the stream quite a lot as is, but we're so close, I might as well just finish it up now. I should also check if I still need to do like Baby Doll Eyes or Calm Mind. Cause it would go figure if I like spent all this time. Yeah, I've almost done 70 Astral moves and I have yet to do Baby Doll Eyes 15 times. These aren't exactly the best Pokemon to do Baby Doll Eyes on. Oh, it's getting late. I haven't even shown off the shiny that we got yet. You know, I'm feeling ambitious. I'm gonna fly into the ruins for our photo with Unknown. We're gonna end up triggering a whole bunch of Unknown spawns, I think. Maybe. I guess you do have to leave before they reappear. This might not have been my most brilliant idea. That's good enough. Still can't believe I got 2 shiny Unknowns so close together. Like before getting a new Hisui shiny of all things. Alright, that'll do it for tonight. thank you all for tuning into this. Definitely not a short stream, like I said it would be. No promises, but we might have a stream next Friday. I would normally pace them out between every other week, but I think we actually got a holiday coming up next weekend. So that might be a better time to stream than waiting a whole another week. We'll see though. I'll do my best to post advance notice as soon as I make up my mind. Worst case scenario, just tune in and I'll post when I go live. Oh yeah, well I'm doing a... I guess you can come out for this, Leafeon. Well, I'm doing a little outro. Stay tuned to the channel next week, because Pokemon XG is coming back. I put the series on hiatus for a pretty long time as I worked on editing the videos, because I didn't want long breaks, or I didn't want breaks in between episodes of Pokemon XG. So I waited until I finished all 3 Mount Battle videos before I started uploading, which is, oh boy. Let's just say the final battle of Pokemon XG Mount Battle, let's just say that was over an hour. That will be an over hour long video after editing. It was over 3 hours of footage I had to trim down, and even then I could only muster it to be that short. But yeah, starting Monday, XG comes back, so Monday, Wednesday, and then because the final video is so big, that one's just gonna be one video on the 3rd of September. And there's also post-mortem, but I'm gonna wait until the following Wednesday to post that. Also, I released a new update for the fan game I'm working on. That's on itch at the moment, so if you look up Jacket K on itch, you can try that out. And I think that's all the most significant plugs that I have to share at the moment. So I'll see you all next time. Take care.